bring up my um, live stream on my desktop so I can read things better. I see our friend Laradox is here. Laradox is hi. Laradox, how are you? And Jace is here. Blessings from a cloudy but humid uh, uh, Britain, England. Close my eyes and you're instantly there. And our friend Zach is here. Yu-Gi-Oh Master. How are you guys? It's hot and humid here as well. We got 2 more days, and then it is supposed to get better. Wolf's here. Wolf, my friend, how are you? Zach says, I'm not late. Nope, you're right on time. You're actually early. How's everyone's week getting off to? If our friend Flower stops in, today is as it will be over by now, her first day of school for the new year. Cuban Crisis says, peace everyone, pray all is well. Thank you, Cuban Crisis, much appreciated. How are you? Barb is here. Barb says, hey, my spiritual brother, may God bless you all. As you as well, my friend. Sorry. My cat is decided to chew on a power cord, and I had to put a stop to that. Barb says hi to everyone. So we had a lively discussion this morning on the 5 a.m. live stream. Something really kind of interesting. Someone was mentioning that if we fed every starving person, then they would have no incentive to work. And that would cause inflation. And then the billionaires would eventually go broke. I didn't quite follow the logic behind it. I've heard that before from other people. That sort of has a limiting view on people, don't you think? That if we were, if our needs were provided for, we wouldn't want to have a profession, that we wouldn't have to have a job. I like to think that we would discover our purpose. Some people are very blessed and fortunate to discover their purpose. Others don't get that opportunity because they are too busy trying to feed themselves and or their family. This isn't in a defense of one way or the other. What it is a discussion on seeing the world through a better way. That we actually have the resources that every single child across the world could be fed. No child would go to bed hungry. No adult would go to bed hungry. We actually have those resources. But we're trapped in a mindset that says, you got to struggle for what you want. Says who? Do we? Maybe we do. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's do something different. Until we change our mindset that it's simply unallowable for someone to be starving, we're trapped. Our friend Dottie is here. Dottie, how are you? Jay says, brother, and my guidance, greeting, my peace and fulfillment to be forthcoming. To us all, I hope, to us all. Can we all inspire each other? Jay says, may not, my, and both. Wolf says, I'm wondering if anyone but me has noticed that the tune for Werewolves of London is the same as Kid Rock's All Summer Long. I have noticed that. He might have gotten in trouble for that. I'm not sure if he got permission to do that. There's a long history of sampling songs. Barb says, well, you look at what happened during COVID where government paid people to stay home. They didn't want to go back to work. I think they wanted to work, but they discovered there was most jobs in those capacities could be done from home and still can. Barb says, even today here, people don't want to work again. It's so messed up. I think there's a lot of lost people. Dottie says she's great. How's the van? Well, you're at your parents, right? You're staying with your mom, so you're not working on the van right now. Runner Boy says, just posted a squat PR vid. Awesome. Make sure you guys check it out. Big squats. Hope that doesn't get in the way of your burpees tomorrow morning. $120 kilograms times 5. And you didn't mention your weighted pull-up PR. Jay says, congrats, definitely. William's here. William says, hello everyone, welcome. William, how are you? Jay says, I worked all through COVID. I had to shut down my home-based business because I was training people. I couldn't go to their houses. I couldn't go to bring them to mine because I was caregiving for my 93-year-old father who was just beginning his decline with congestive heart failure. And I made a vow with COVID and my father being in my care that he was not going to die from COVID. He was not going to die isolated from the ones that loved him, the ones that he loved. And if that meant doing without, if that meant not having my business, it's the way it had to be. Both my parents sacrificed a lot for their children. Now it was my turn to sacrifice for my father. No regrets. Barb says, you can lost again. Didn't quite follow that one. They says, hello, William, hello, buddy. Runner Boy's not counting the pull-up PR. Did the chin not go over the bar? I'm going to check it out right after the live stream. William says people are only focused on people not wanting to work. Not that it took this as a break to recognize how poorly people have been treated as hardworking individuals. I tend to agree with that, William. Jay says it was a farce too. Isolation made no difference. Oh, it would have for my dad. You know, when you're 93 and you have congestive heart failure, anything would have been have deadly consequences to my dad. His immune system was weakened. He had had several bouts in the previous year with pneumonia. Just no way was I taking any chances whatsoever with my dad getting sick. I didn't even want to bring a cold home. You know what I mean? Odom says, lost my dad, uncle, and my aunt to it. I'm sorry, Odom. I have several friends who lost their parents to it. And I was just going everything I possibly could do, no matter what, to keep my dad safe. When, man, I'll be honest, I felt totally unprepared to be that kind of a caregiver for my father. But when you're called to step up, you step up. It's not a matter of choice. It wasn't a matter of saying, I'm not ready, I can't do this. It was, here's the situation, and you got to take care of the people that you love. Runner Boy says, didn't go up. Nope, didn't go up as high as I wanted. Yeah, I got it. I only count it if my chin goes over the bar. Jay says, oh, I'm sorry to hear. Absolutely. William says, you know what? That beyond a reasonable doubt that it could not be anything else. It is sad how much being uncovered as simply being written off because they cannot invest resources to investigate. I'm not following, William. William says you prevent the ability to research the claim and then berate the public with unverified research. It was an unfortunate intentional washing of the masses. I'll be honest with you, I don't have an opinion on that one way or the other. I didn't have time to think about it. I had time to think about my father. I had time to think about my loved ones, including Milka, my stepdaughter. And I was concerned for everyone suffering, but I didn't have any time to think about other stuff like that. Mark the Orc. Man, I haven't heard that name in a long time. How are you? Just says so true, William. Dottie says, no, unfortunately, my dad has had to go into the hospital as he had E. coli, and his kidneys are starting to shut down. A bit worried at the moment. Sending prayers, Dottie. Sending prayers to your father and to you as well. To your mother. I know how difficult that is. William says, say, Mark, welcome. Jay says we should have a set debate sometime, Eric. I've done a lot of research. I don't really debate things. You know, I go from moment to moment with, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't really debate anything. I don't debate spirituality. I know I have a lot of friends who want to debate their spiritual thinking against my spiritual thinking. I don't have any spiritual thinking. I just have thoughts, and I don't even get involved in my own thoughts. I keep myself right in the heart center and proceed from there. In order for me to debate someone, I have to have an invested interest to make them wrong. And I have no interest whatsoever in making anyone wrong. I have a very invested interest in living my life in the rightfold path, meaning that I'm approaching everything and everyone from a space of as much love as I am capable of in each and every moment. That I forgive and forgive and forgive as every situation calls for. And then you let the chips fall where they may, you know? Odom says, life is too short. Embrace and hold tight to the ones you love. Absolutely, Odom. Barb says, I've had COVID 4 times, so Dottie's sending prayers and love. Absolutely. Thank you for that, Barb. William says, oh, my Dottie, I'm sorry to hear that. I pray for the recovery of the least, or at least the easement of pain. Nice, William. Mark says, Nanu, I can't complain. I'm taking my medicine currently. Ah, nice. Leo, my friend, how are you? How are you feeling? You had a big weekend. You had a huge weekend. Leo says, much love, Brother Yogi. Hope all is well. Hope all is great. Even better than well. I hope all is great. Thank you. We get a salute from Jace. Barb says, hello, Leo, my spiritual brother. William says, I would love that very much, Jace, or even a communal conversation. I would like a Discord group of us so we could all share videos and whatnot. You know what? Night Watcher started a Discord group, and I couldn't bring myself to do anything with it. For one, I had no idea how to use it. I couldn't remember all the stuff that he had set up, the passwords and all this other stuff. Might still be out there somewhere. Dottie says, thanks, Barb and William. Barb said, each their own. We live and try to make the best of what is happening to our world. Absolutely, Barb. Mark says, very wise lifestyle. Much respect. Thank you, Mark. Much appreciated. William says, or Jace says, well, I may have Discord too. Would be interesting for sure. We'll have to look into that. William says, so Leo, welcome. Love the effort to unseat 2Cap from his Two From Tuesday title. Well, he's the founder of Two Pump Tuesday. I haven't missed a Tuesday yet. It was rough last week because it was the day before I did my dips, and I did not want to do 2 pumps the day before. However, when it's 2 Pump Tuesday, what do? You do 2 pumps. And now Reaper is making Navy SEALs Thursday an actual thing. So I got to step up for the Navy SEALs, although I did them today. Wife says, hey, Odom, happy to see you drop in, sir. Love seeing your updates. I do too. Jay says, I'm not the best on Discord either. WhatsApp is easier. Just need to swap numbers privately. Yeah, I need to get a WhatsApp. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of space left on my phone because I got a ton of nature videos I've yet to upload. I'm always, every walk, I got my camera with me. Mark says, I feel like I'm learning to speak Klingon when attempting to figure out Discord. Well, that does not bode well for me, as I am a technophobe for sure. So it might be, Jason, it might be what's up. That might be the app for me. Wolf is saying hi to William Hart and Odom. Roy says, you're not far from the mark, Mark. It can be overwhelming. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. William says, Seals Day Thursday. I mentioned before, decades and decades and decades ago, given the advice that given a choice of being kind or being right, of extending love or being right, always choose love, always choose kindness. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. It means that you just simply don't want to force your opinion or your thoughts or your upon someone else. Doesn't mean that you don't educate, but it really seems the best education is how we live our lives. That if I am walking my life on the path of my choosing, if I'm walking my life steeped in love, so much so to the point that that's all I have to give away. All I have to give away is love and love and love. I used the example before of an orange. Let's see, Lee's here. Lee says, hey, Eric, how are you? I'm good, Lee. How are you? Thanks for joining this morning. Very much appreciated. Odin says, thank you, William Hart. Always here, just at work, can't type most of the time. So yeah, an example of an orange, or you could use any fruit if you wanted. When an orange is squeezed, all you get is orange stuff. Orange juice, orange seeds, orange pulp, orange skin, orange goo, just orange. When life squeezes us, what do we have to give out? We have all the stuff that we have um, accumulated, all our beliefs, all our opinions. And that could be a mess. But when you steep yourself in love and then life squeezes you, all you have to give is love. When Jesus was crucified, he gave love. He forgave. The Buddha was actually poisoned. He gave love. He gave forgiveness. That's our innate quality. But we're so obscured by all the clouds of perception that we don't realize it. And some of those clouds go quite deep. Jason's at 650 subscribes, 650 subs now. 350 to the holy 1K. I still have you up and playing right now. We are on video 14. That was 3 weeks ago. So I mentioned this yesterday, Jace. What I'd love to see happen is you get your 1K and your 3K watch hours like right around the same time. That would be absolutely awesome. 350, 650. I'm sorry. Congratulations. Hey, you're going to get that in no time at all. Lee says, evening, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies. William says, incredible how much progress you have made in a few months, Jace. Absolutely. And just my thoughts. I gave this long talk just a minute ago of avoiding my own opinions. And here I'm going to give my opinion. Here's my opinion on why Jace is making incredible strides, because he's just putting out pure love on what he's doing. He's seeking to help people. He doesn't get involved in any squabbles with people on his channel who make, everyone gets those kind of comments. Jace shrugs it off and keeps doing what he's doing. And he just wants to help people, being of service. I always mentioned, if you want to be a success, find a way of being of service. And there's always a way of being of service. Lee says, I enjoyed this morning, Eric, very much. Thank you, Lee. Wolf says hi to Lee. CDP, our good friend CDP, says, the only truth I found is love and kindness is free. Not everyone will accept it, and sometimes it's a person in the mirror. Show love for Eric, and hit like and subscribe. Thank you for that, CDP. CDP knows love and he knows kindness, because that's what he does. Imagine someone deciding, I'm going to start a channel. I'm going to start a YouTube channel, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to worry about subscribers. I'm not going to worry about watch hours, but I'm going to show up unannounced, live stream to live stream to live stream, and just leave a kind comment. Leave a loving comment, support, cheer people on, and then go. And then find someone else. I'm not going to get involved in anything else. I'm just going to do that. Can you imagine what type of thought process? And of course, we're all capable of having those same thoughts. This is why, in A Course in Miracles, it says we always have two voices in our head. We have the voice of the ego, which is always wrong. Always wrong. And we have the voice of love, which is always right. Which one do we listen to? Most of the time, but not all the time, we listen to the ego. And it gets us in a mess. If you look around the world, if you don't like what you're seeing, it's because the ego keeps choosing the same thing over and over and over again. The ego is invested in chaos, it's invested in separation, it's invested in guilt, it's invested in fear. Love has no investment other than love. So it's really clear, CDP, when he shows up, he's listening to the voice of love and he's responding in kind. If he was responding from his or reacting from his ego, he might come in and say, hey, I'm CDP, I'm here to make your life better. Guys, come to my page, listen to me, I got all the answers, and if you do this and do that, then maybe you could be as great and as loving as I am. Instead, he comes in with gentle words, loving words, kind words, spends a little bit of time, raises the vibration of the entire conversation, and like the wind, like an astral wind, to another place. Who knows where? Maybe another galaxy, maybe another dimension, maybe on another YouTube channel, doing the same thing. However, I like to think that we all have a CDP voice in our head at all times, and we can all do the same thing. And I've seen it virtually every single person here. I see Jace showing up, only with good words. I see Barb, and I see Wolf, and I see William, and I see Leo, Dottie, everyone. I don't want to leave anyone out. Lee, every one of you guys. Just makes me happy to be in your company. All right, I'm sure that made me fall behind in the conversation here. Jay says, William, I'm not going to think too much, just keep going. But thanks, I've never had arms in 50 years. Maybe mine is pure at last. May you have the same progress, mentally and physically. No doubt, if he keeps following along with Jace, no doubt he's going to get there. Jace, you know, I honestly think maybe the best on YouTube, if you're looking to get massive, go to a weightlifting place. If you're looking to get fit, look good, and we could even say purify your heart, Jace is the place to go. He will take you from where you are to the next level. And he'll do so with encouragement, with kindness, invested in your well-being. That's the way to do it. Let's see. Monkey, my friend, how are you? Yo, dude, I have a question. I can't promise that I have an answer, but hey, we got some pretty bright people here. We got some incredibly loving people here. I think between all of us, we might be able to provide an answer. Jay says connected with CDP. Awesome. Lee says, Eric, I've been drawn to you, and I think this was meant to be. I feel we can develop a nice friendship. I agree. Absolutely. Which is why, if you don't mind, I just made you a mod. And my cat just jumped up and agreed. CDP says, Jace, hello, brother. Subbed. Hey, CDP and Jace, you guys are very, very similar in just wanting to put out love. Just wanting to be kind. Jace says, this is Eric showing me a light. I embraced it. My heart beats pure. You know what? I think we all can hold up a mirror for each other. And you look in that mirror and you think, man, if someone came here and started trolling me, that would be a mirror for me. And I look at it and I see, what can I do? If I'm looking at a mirror of myself, how do I want to respond? Do I want to be kind? And why wouldn't I want to be kind to myself? Although I spent a lifetime not being kind to myself. But at this point, I always want to choose kindness. William says, thank you, Jace. I worry that is not a matter of clarity, but resolve for me. I'm eager to live alongside you. Your example. selflessness, and it helps. Nice. How far behind am I, guys? I don't want to miss Monkey's question. Do I sleep? I do sleep. About 7 hours a night. Um, I wouldn't mind an occasional 8 hours, but it doesn't seem to happen much. Um, I go to bed pretty early. I go to bed around 7-ish, 7:30, but I'm up at about, if I sleep in, it's 2:30. Usually it's about 2:20, 2:15. I have my clock set for 2:29, just in case I oversleep. Why 2:29? I have no idea why 2:29. William says, you're more than welcome to ask questions. And yes, we sleep. William, though, gets less sleep than all of us. We were talking about that this morning. Jay says, Monkey, welcome. Welcome in. Sleep is a mental requirement. Some need more and some less. Absolutely, depending on your mental state. Well, no, Monkey, he doesn't sleep on lives. Not yet, at least. If you guys see me nodding off on a live stream, feel free to poke me with a stick. Let's see. William says, oh, that is what they meant. Yeah, there's no idle sleeping on lives here. It is a structured schedule of video. Absolutely. Jay says, I'm emotional, brother. Please share this heart. Please share this love. Absolutely. We just keep continuing. We just keep continuing to do it. Optimob is here. Our friend Timo. Hi, everyone. Hi, Eric, Will, Jace, Wolf, and Lee. Timo, how are you? Timo had a beautiful premiere yesterday. Jay says, if you want to find yourself, watch Yogi. Eric, he does not know, but he is the brightest star in our sky. Well, thank you for that, Jace. Once again, I'm going to defer to being mirrors for each other. That we all get to see our best selves through the lens of other people. If we look. And then if we see something that we don't like, it's still worth looking because now we can recognize it. I always forget the philosopher who said, nothing human is foreign to me. Meaning that just by the act of owning something, being aware of something, now it begins to change. If I find that I'm harboring unloving thoughts, do I push the thoughts aside? That means they're still there, but now they're hidden and they still find a way of acting out. Instead, I bring awareness to them. I ask, why? What is it within me that is being unloving? How can I heal? How can I treat myself in a kinder fashion so that I don't have these unloving thoughts? And through that action itself, through the action of loving my unloving thoughts, everything begins to change. That's an important thing for me, was including myself in that. I spent probably a decade, maybe 2 decades, meditating, doing yoga, and yet being very, very unkind to myself. Through the 90s, I was unkind with myself by drinking, not an occasional beer, drinking in excess every single night with the sole intent of oblivion, drinking myself into a stupor. Because I wasn't being kind to myself. I didn't like myself, even though I was doing all these practices and I was doing my best to be a loving person towards others. When you don't possess that love, when you can't turn it around and give yourself the same love, then you have less of it to give away. For me, the goal is to only have that to give away, to only have love to give away. Sorry if I've fallen behind, guys. Our friend Mir's here. Squirrel Sniper is here. Squirrel Sniper got a good night's sleep. because I don't know if everyone here heard the news. The tooth is out of the mouth. Wolf says, William, just keep the cheese away from flour. Absolutely. William says, we need tea and a slice of cheese. SJ, how are you? I'm sorry that I missed you up above. New sub. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. We get our traditional greeting from Squirrel Sniper. Greetings, beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. Lee says, thank you for making me a moderator. I should be kind and welcoming, just like the rest of you. Thank you, Lee. Hey, especially, Lee, with you're beginning the thought process of what you want to present on your channel. So this way, when you're there and you're ready, it'll be easy for people to connect with you. So I'm going to cruise down here towards the bottom, work my way up. Pokemon is here. Pokemon, how are you? Pokemon says, hello, my friend. Good to see you. Good to see you. William says it will be a challenge. Who wins cheese slices or someone getting high fives from Mocha? Man, I think you're safe to go with the cheese slices versus the high five. I attempted a high five this morning and was not forthcoming. To be fair, it was a half-hearted effort on my part. I didn't do anything worthy of a high five. Let's see, Sabina's here. Sabine, how are you? Yogi, Eric, and everyone in this lovely chat. Thank you. And it has been a lovely chat. Absolutely love when that happens too. It's like an alchemical mix. Right people coming together and raising the vibrations of the chat, YouTube, the internet, and then the world. I talk quite a bit. Optimob says, Jace, your playlist is running. Awesome. I got Jace up, and I guess you guys all recognize that little pup, right? I got Jace, and I got Bax, Optimob. I'm going to add some other people. I'm going to keep them up all through the day, but I am going to add some other people. Let's see. William says there's technically one way, but you would be assisting in a vertical climb. Would that be a high five or more of a grasp? I'll take what I could get. Optimob says, thank you, Eric. You're welcome, my friend. How far are you now? I know you said you got, like yesterday, you got like 150 something watch hours. Jay says, thanks, Timo. We'll check out yours now. William says, Jace playlists are finished for me now. I am manually going through every old live now because they aren't all there. Hey, guys, did you realize that you can watch your own videos once and get credit for them? Some have said you can watch it more than once. I don't know if that's true or not. But even if you don't, you still get credit for the views, and that can catch the algorithm. So when you're going for your watch hours, have everything possible on your playlist, and then put them up and have them on for yourself. Squirrel Sniper says, we are living in a light field of sense perception, where the frequencies change and create experiences uh, disincentive called events in pattern proportions and at fixed coordinations. You know what? That resonates. William says I started playing last now 150 between Jace, 2-cap, Oscar, and Joe Delaney. Nice. Jace says I will add more, William. Thanks, brother. Humble, guys. Man, the more people who can get monetized, who are like-minded, like-spirited, like-hearted, just creates a force. I always mention, in Transcendental Meditation, they talk about the Maharishi effect, and science has actually studied this. One person meditates, and the entire household benefits. Because he's more at peace, he's more loving, he's kind, he vibrates at a higher rate, he vibrates at a more loving level. When an entire family or household vibrates or meditates, the entire neighborhood benefits. If a neighborhood meditates, the entire state, and on and on and on it goes. So when one person is being kind, when one person is being loving, he has an effect on everyone he comes in contact with. And then they meditate, or they vibrate, a little bit higher. And it spreads, a ripple effect, the Maharishi effect. So when you help Jace, because he's such a good person, when you help Tupac, when you help Optimum, they're putting more and more beauty out into the world. If they're monetized, they have a little more resources to reach more people, and it creates a greater field of love, and on it goes. Have no doubt that you guys are doing the most important work you can do. I'm sure everyone has, other jobs, other careers, all kinds of stuff. Spreading love is the most important function that we can have as human beings. So let me try to catch up, guys. Of course, I said times because the frequency changes are occurring according to fixed protocols. Is this from an intuitive source, Squirrel Sniper? Mir says, great job, support each other. Absolutely. No one supports more people than our friend Mir, that's for sure. Automob says, 53 hours yesterday. Nice. Remember, usually, at least for me, that YouTube holds back 5 days as well. So where it's reflected doesn't count those 4 or 5 days. Let's see. William says it is based off a few factors like IP, location, last viewed by you, etc. You can technically inflate the view yourself, but significantly harder and takes a lot longer. I always figure even a little bit counts for something. Optimob says, Yogi, I do screenshots every day about the subs and time. Nice. What are you putting them on? Let me see. I'm going to check your community page. Where it says my chat bugged. I apologize, everyone. I'm back now. Not a problem. I am slow enough on my live stream that, man, you can bug out for an hour, and I'm still going to be catching up. Where it says, Scroll, I understand by not understanding that. Thank you for the insight. I actually learned from it, not sarcasm. Nice. Altamont says, good news. I got mail from Seagate in Netherlands. They were able to resume 10 TB of footage of a broken HDD. Tomorrow it will be delivered by UPS. Nice. Hard to describe. Thank you. Thank you for that. Jay says, Timo, how many more hours, brother? Keep us informed on the progress. Definitely. The closer we get, the more we can up the game. I can ask some friends, some of who don't even come to, YouTube that often. I can ask them to just put it up for, random times during the day. A bit more than 1,000 hours to go. We will get you there. We'll all get ourselves there. Optimum has the perfect number of videos right now, 555. Score Sepper says, 10 TB, gosh, you will be busy shortly, Optimum. Jay says, Timo, next update, you will be less than 500, I think. Nice. Hey, did you check and see the date on the last update? Because again, for me, it was 4 or 5 days that they held back. So I would look at the update, and sometimes that would be by quite a bit. Lee says, we are secrets to each other. One's like a novel. No one else is read yet. We are joined in bonds of love, linked to one another by such a slender thread. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, Lee. Oh, William says, Yogi, I apologize if I missed your response. I didn't see it. I must have missed it. Would it be all right to link a short? Absolutely. William, you got pretty much free reign. If you're linking shorts, if you're linking channels, if you're doing any of that, guys, just go right ahead. Drop your own links. Help each other out. Let's make sure that we spend some time visiting Mir. Lee says, Neil wrote that, Jason, not me. I just felt that reinforces Eric's philosophy and message. It does, very much so. Optimov says we have to go with backs. Oh, absolutely. We cannot deny backs. Says, see you later. Enjoy the walk. William says, enjoy the walk with backs, Timo. If you go live, I will watch. You know what? I lost track of what a great songwriter Neil Peart actually is. Sometimes when you listen to Rush, you get so lost in the technical expertise of them that, I miss the whole picture. Give me 1 second, guys. Optimop says, take care, and so many thanks. I uploaded an hour ago a video. If you watch it, the best results will have a 216 OP. Did I get that right? and watch it with a phone or tablet. It's real 360-degree video. You can see everything. Nice. I'll be checking it out soon. Scroll Sniper says, my own observations, the choreography of antiquities clearly shows patterns of disruption and patterns of advancement, like a pebble in a pond. The waves of a isometric projection will be noticed. Nice. Optimov says a 360 video, and he drops a link for it here, guys, if you can check it out. Optimov says I put out over 1,500 on unlisted. You mentioned that once before, that you had a bunch of unlisted. I'm not sure exactly how many I have, how many videos I have. Gonna check real quick. I'm actually not sure. It doesn't matter. I'll just keep putting them out. Timo has to go. Wolf says, blessings, Timo. Absolutely. TB Bro says, sir, sorry, my other phone charge finished. It's okay, Mir. Much appreciated. We get a short from William, and it is, I'm clicking on it right now, calisthenic tips. Nice. I was working on the planche for a while. I was working on them on parallel bars. Man, it is hard to master. Where it says, thank you, D. Eventually, the short is the goal. Nil on the planche. Optimov says, we go as a family with backs. Absolutely. GB says, our friend Mir says, I have many videos, sir. I don't count. Yeah, I haven't counted either. I'm kind of curious, though. As I mentioned before, though, it's just, the goal is just to keep putting stuff out. Some of them resonate, some of them don't. Some of them resonate with certain people, some of them don't. But all you try to do is make a video with love, and you put it out there and see what happens. It's the best that any of us can do. This is the message from the Bhagavad Gita, that you are, you have the right for the effort, but not the results of the effort, because that belongs to God. So all we can do is put in the work, and then we release the work. And it's in the hands of, like I said, we could say God. It's in the hands of the universe. It's in the hands of the Tao. It's in the hands of love. It is beyond our control. So when you do something, do it with absolute love, absolute care. Abandoning results. If everything we do is based upon a result, we're always going to be disappointed somehow. But if everything we do is for the sake of doing, just for the sake of doing. Wolf says, blessings everyone. I need to get things done. Have a wonderful day. You too, Wolf. I appreciate you stopping by. Wolf says, I'm not particularly enjoying the idea of weight training, but being physically able like that, in tune with my body, is what I aim for. I love the idea of yoga as it helps with it. I think you might like Ashtanga yoga or Ashtang yoga, depending on what part of India. Ashtanga means 8, officially. There's the original and what it's meant to be. Ashtanga is the 8 branches of yoga, and it starts with the ethical foundation. It goes all the way to samadhi, the realization of meditation. However, in the early 1900s, a yoga teacher founded a school of yoga that he called Ashtanga yoga, and it is a very, very dynamic and athletic approach to yoga. And it would definitely give you that control you're looking for. It was never quite drawn in that direction, although I did spend several years doing Bikram yoga every day. Bikram's another very athletic form of yoga. 27 postures, each are held twice for 90 seconds, and it's done in a 103 temperature room. It can be fairly tough. I used to occasionally do back-to-back workouts when I was training for ultra running early on, especially for a summer race. I would do a Bikram yoga class, and then I'd go for a run, and then I'd come back and do another Bikram yoga class. Boy says, have a good day. Wolf. Mir says, if you watch the video, just win it. The channel will go down. What do you mean the channel will go down? Oh, YouTube will push it back because they think people don't like the video. I have heard that if you watch it, some people say 30 seconds, some of it'll count as a view, some say the whole thing. And Mir, I heard you say watch the whole thing. For that very same reason, that YouTube will think people don't like it. This is also why I was given the advice, if you're doing YouTube shorts, for most of the time, try to keep them 15 seconds or even shorter. Goldie's here. Goldie says, hi there, lovely people. Hi there, lovely Goldie. How are you today? Jay says, hi, Goldie. Hey, Mir, who is next on your list for getting some subs to? Let's see. Mir says, if you support to anyone, at least 50%. Okay. Excellent advice. I usually try to keep the whole thing up. If for some reason I'm unable to watch the whole thing, I still like keeping the whole thing up. Especially if it's someone who is in need of watch hours anyway. Jay says, I'm not the expert, but would you like some answers? Mir is a perfect example. Absolutely. For a long time for me, it was hit and miss for getting subs, getting watch hours. I found James Gype. Through him, I found Mayhem and Miracles, and I got the subs that I needed. I also got some additional help. And then through the people I met specifically on Mayhem and Miracles, I got a lot of help with my watch hours. We never do it alone, that's for sure. Some people might say, well, I did it all by myself. I didn't go to sites to get people to help me, but people watched. Regardless if you knew him or not, people watched. That's help. No one does anything alone. Anything. So universe, uni, one, we're all connected. Kohler says, wow. What are you wowing about, my friend? Let's see, Goldie said, had a great weekend, spent Saturday with my cousins. Well, my youngest cousin looks so much like my godfather, sorry. Nice. Glad you had a good time. Family, always nice. Mir says, say Goldie, after a long time, hope you're well and enjoy job. You back at work today, Goldie? Goldie says hi there to Jace. And only the weekend. I think our friend Kulu is getting sleepy. Mir says, best wishes, Goldie, stay blessed and good health, my sister. Absolutely. Goldie says, hi there, Kula. Welcome. Where are you typing from? Goldie is back at work. Jay says, hashtags really do work, but you have to be stacked correctly. Research the top 4 for your channel. Mir is animals, wildlife, birds, live feeding. Use these mirror and watch the difference. Nice. How do you do the research, Jace? What is the source of looking which one? I guess you go to your highest. I only actually recently started using hashtags, maybe 3-4 months ago. So yeah, I got a lot to learn. Mir says, to watch video play on laptop because there's I watch full video. Yeah, that's what I try to do as well. Watch full video. Goldie says, Kula, I'm in Transylvania, Romania. Kula is from Nagaland. Nice to meet you. So where's Nagaland? Is that in Romania? Obviously, Goldie recognized something to ask, which is pretty cool. Lee says, Eric, I'm attending a meetup on Friday. I'm hoping everyone likes me and the boys. I'm sure they absolutely will. I can only surmise that because Lee is their father, that the boys have the same qualities, the same loving heart, the same givingness as their father. It's a good thing to have at a young age, and they carry you through life, that's for sure. Gordy says, Nagaland, Kulu, forgive my ignorance, but where is that? It's from India. Jay says, type in many different ones, find the channel. Figures. Some have a few channels, others have millions. You the ones with millions for more views. Excellent advice. That might be a game changer. All of my nature videos at one point were getting like 2,000, 3,000, 400,000, some occasionally 6,000. Then out of the blue, they dropped to a good one gets like 400. I don't know why. And of course, if it doesn't seem to happen at once, it just stays stuck. Eric LaPointe, how are you? Mir says, Jason, I really appreciate that advice. So Yogi, I watched all my subs because I check that they are or not. Okay. Mir says, I don't comment, just watched every weekend. Jason's waving at Kulu. Cody says, interesting word, cherry means rent in Romania. Okay, so that was the thinking that maybe he was Romanian. So Eric said, right, Jace, I use two different ways to make it short. The one with the goat got like 800 views, and the next got 7,000 views. Wow. Yes, I've been listening. So what was the difference between the two, Eric, and the hashtags? What did you do differently? Cody says, hi there, Eric LaPointe. Eric says, hi to everyone. Sorry, I can't text. I'm in the sun and can't see her. Can't see. Hey, Goldie. Jay says, Eric, with the right hashtags, they would go viral. I will get your top 4 lists. Give me 5 minutes. Awesome. Much appreciated. Kulu says, Cherry, rent in Romania. Yes. Everyone says, hey, LaPointe, Goldie, welcome. Happy to see you both. DB Rose says, hey, brother Eric LaPointe. So now we're in the technical nitty-gritty part of YouTube. This is the stuff I know little about, but I need to learn. What I love to talk about, what I absolutely love to talk about, is what we were talking about above. Making your videos with absolute love and surrendering the results. Surrendering the results doesn't mean that you don't do it right. Doesn't mean that you don't do the right hashtags. Doesn't mean that you don't put, everything to get it out there. It means that once you do everything that you know how to do, the results can't be your concern anymore because they're completely out of your hand. All you have is what you do. Let's see. Goldie says, Eric McCarty, I will be back in a bit. Should be here for a little bit longer. Well, 15, 20 minutes. Goldie was asking how William Hart was. Let's see. Mira says, sir, not only hashtags, everything check is CEO. I don't even know what CEO is. I hear it often. I actually don't know what it is. Eric Point says different hashtags and angles. But the same goat. That's the most important thing. The same Eric LaPointe and the same goat. Mir says, I don't have another contact. I show you what's CEO. Let's see. Lee says, Eric, do you have a fave season? That's a great question. At one time, I would have said fall without even hesitating. Now I don't know if I can go with season as much as I go with color and feel. I absolutely love that time between late April to early June when you see the shade of green, the greenness of trees and the grass, the bushes, the vibrancy, how it grows in vibrancy from that first hint that you get in March. And it grows so deep, you literally feel the color, which is absolutely amazing that you can feel a color. But have you ever been in nature and just so overwhelmed with the blueness of the sky or the sound of the ocean or something that it's beyond an experience. It's beyond witnessing. You're now fully involved in what's going on. Goldie is back. Goldie, welcome back. That's the big thing for me, is how things feel. So that point in spring to summer, probably my favorite. Recently I started thinking about leaves and the greenness, and did a little bit of studying because I was going to write about it. And I actually did end up writing about it, that there's no such thing as a green leaf. Even though we're perceiving green, what we're seeing is light reflected off of the chlorophyll, that there is already those present colors of fall. There's already the brown, there's already the autumn colors present in the green leaf, which means there's no actual season. Every season contains the essence of the next. It's already becoming autumn. And autumn holds the essence of winter, and winter holds the essence of spring, and spring holds the essence of summer. And it just goes on and on and on. And if you have that deep realization, everything that comes to you is just welcomed in all of its beauty. Because as I mentioned before, now we're not just observers, we're participants in the season itself. I used to, because of experiencing depression, it would get worse in the winter, especially when I was training for my early days of training for ultra running, because sometimes it could interfere with, you get addicted to these really long runs. On the weekends, I would run from, especially, when I was going through my divorce, when my mother was passing away from Alzheimer's, my father had a stroke. Whenever I had these opportunities to go for a long run, I'd spend 7-8 hours on the trails, just wandering. And then when winter would come along and I couldn't do that as much, and I would experience the depression anyway, it would get worse. I talked about this yesterday and the day before, how something changed with the depression, that I was no longer lost in the depression, that it would come, I would experience it, but I wasn't suffering from it. It was just the thing itself that was happening. And I was able to hug myself. I was able to love myself. I was able to be tender through all that was happening. And that made all the difference in the world. And of course, when you start experiencing that with yourself, all you want is to start giving it to other people. When you fall in love with yourself, through everything, through the awkwardness, the tics, the little things that you used to think, if I only didn't have this, my life would be so much better. When you offer yourself tenderness for all of that, everything you see, you just want to extend that love. Your heart becomes a holding place, a holding space for everyone. Jay says, I'm leaving summer in my life. I hope autumn is long, because winter is the last phrase. Yeah, I'm in the mid-autumn. Well, early-ish to mid, 59. Hey, Jace, I don't know if you heard me mention before, I started ultra running at age 45. I had 3 failed 100-mile attempts before I nailed it, and I nailed it a week after my 50th birthday. I did another one the next year. I started doing 24-hour races after that. Milk and I raced 1 ultra a month for just about 11 years. 50s are an awesome decade. And you're fit, you're in shape, you're healthy, man, you're going to rock the 50s and the 60s, 70s, and probably all through the 80s. So that was a great question, Lee. I love questions. I should apologize. I love questions that get me thinking and allow me to express things on the deepest possible level that I'm capable of. But um, I don't know if it's always, you know, in the best interest of a live stream chat to, to do that, because I can fall behind easily, and I do quite often. Uh, Lee says, Eric, what is the sense of achievement when you finish? You must feel elation for a long enduring kind. It's another good question. Some people get depressed afterwards, no matter how they did, even if they win, because they worked so hard to get here, and now it's over, and they have that letdown. I never really got the letdown. Um, my first 100-mile race, I had to drop out at mile 66, and people came up and they patted me on the back and they put their arms around me and said, "You'll get it next time." And I remember thinking, man, I just spent 66 miles in the woods running between a canal and a river. I saw porcupines, I saw deer, I saw all kinds of stuff. I absolutely loved every minute that I was out there. And after that, um, it was just the running itself. It was being in nature. I was elated every single moment of every single race. Even when I was trudging along feeling absolutely miserable, I distinctly remember having the feeling and the thoughts that, man, how incredible is it that I get to suffer in the woods, that I get to suffer on the trail, that I get to suffer doing what I do, doing what I absolutely love. This is what the philosopher Gurdjieff, the Turkish Russian, called it voluntary suffering. We put ourselves on the line, opening ourselves to the suffering of the world, and we give it away. Again, it becomes an alchemical process. The alchemists, on the surface, they were trying to change lead into gold. But the metaphor was taking the lead of the soul and turning it into gold of the spirit. And that's what ultra running is. That's what burpees is. That's what we're all doing. We're taking the lead of what can seem like a tough experience and turning it into the gold of loving what we're doing. Let's see. CDP says, I'm only here for a moment. Does anyone need a sub? Nice. Eric Lapointe up above. If you're not already subbed to our friend Eric. Definitely Jace. Sub probably for Lee. Hey, whoever you got time for. I know Goldie is a support channel. Subs are nice, but she's here to support. William has mentioned several times he's not overly interested in building an audience. The only reason I mention that is that, we definitely do have people here who are building their subs. CDP says they got Lee and Eric too. Nice. Thank you for that. Being of service. CDP pops in. Doesn't say, guys, I'm only here for a moment. Come do this, do that, whatever. He says, guys, I'm only here for a moment. How can I help? CDP says, got you, Goldie. Absolutely awesome. So I think we're going to talk for about 5 more minutes. I'm going to wrap things up. I'll be back later. Who do we got doing stuff? Who do we got live? Did you guys see MF Dreadson hitting the drum? Mayhem and Miracles is up. If you guys want to grow your channel, if you need more subs, this is the place to go. She is live right now. dive right in. James Gype is live. So we got 2 people. Again, if you guys want to grow your channel, these 2 people are the best. Don't forget to check out Runner Boy. He hit a squat PR, 120 kilograms, 265, 5 reps, 5 sets of 5 reps. It's a big squat. Especially the way Runner Boy does it. He is butt to the ground. He says, thank you, Eric, for your time. Absolutely, Lee. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for the great questions and the conversation. CDP says, I have to go. Stay positive, all. You're a light in the dark world. As are you, my friend. Reaper says, good morning, YouTube family. Reaper, how are you? I was just thinking about you because I was looking to see who was live. Reaper had a huge weekend. Big reps, good friends, good food. Man, what more could a Reaper ask for? So I got to stay at least 5 more minutes if we got Burpee Reaper here in the house. You can't have the Reaper pop in and say, well, gotta go. It would be disrespectful to a legend. Jay says, Louis' brother. Let's see. GB Bro says, sir, trying a new vision. I remix music in video. Ask me all friends, can you like it? I'll check it out. I'll definitely let you know. Oh, yeah, I watched that. I was there. Man, I totally blanked out. Did 105 pumps with Jacob. I don't know how I could have forgotten that. Lee says, good. We're being Burpee Reaper. Good evening. Oh, sorry, I had missed, I meant to read that. Up above, our friend Mir said, next 90 and then 100, then 100 Jace. So it's interesting talking about the seasons, and Jace was talking about winter being the last phase of this life as we know it. Because does any season truly end? I'll be honest, I don't know. We don't see it. We don't see an ultimate end. As I was talking about with the leaves, that the spring leaves contain the essence of autumn already in it. We only imagine that we're seeing green. It's an illusion caused by light. So what happens after we hit winter of this life? We already contain the essence of whatever. I can't say what it is because I don't know. It reminds me of the Zen master Suzuki Roshi on his deathbed when his student says, what will happen to you now after you die? And he said, I don't know. Which shocked his followers. How can you not know? You're a Zen master. We followed you our entire lives. And now you don't know what happens to you after die? And he said, well, I may be a Zen master, but I'm not a dead Zen master. We live in a great mystery. We always seek to fill that mystery up with something. But all we know is mystery. So imagine we just return to mystery. Pure potentiality. And now we can become whatever we become. Whatever we become next, we become. Trust the mystery, because the mystery already brought you here this time. Who's to say what it's going to do next? Maybe we just remain in mystery. Mystery being another name for God. Maybe that we just remain in God. Or maybe we are, for lack of a better expression, recombobulated. That might be the first time I've ever used that word in an actual sentence, recombobulated, and we're something else already. Reaper says, have a great day, guys. You too, Reaper. Appreciate you stopping by. William says, sorry, Goldie, I did not respond. I feel a tendon in my left shoulder area, spanning the exterior of my arms and shoulder, and it is rubbing me eternally raw. Internally raw. Hey, William, have you iced it yet? And remember, you can do the 4-pump, or not 4-pump, I'm sorry, the 4-count burpee. And make sure you do the, obviously I prefer nasal breathing where you can't count, but starting out, I think it's really important to do the actual 4-count. So each moment, each position is held just for an instant. And then you could always do it with a squat chaser after each one. I hope icing helps. I know you don't want to do a whole lot of Advil or anything, but to take the edge off just for a little bit, not a long term. Also, easy motion, joint mobility motion. Easy yoga, easy joint mobility, just getting some blood flow. Icy hot, tiger balm, excellent. Let's see. Mir says, so Yogi, burpee here, man. I'm actually, all right, I'm going to shut things down. I'm actually going to go to our friend Mir's page. I want to spend a little bit of time there. He was talking about adding the music, so we want to check that out. Again, I got Jace up. I got Bax, Timu, and Sabina up. Let's see. We can always add some more people. Oh, I want to make sure to check out Runner Boy. And again, guys, if you want to grow your channel, really good opportunity right now with both Mayhem and James Skype being live. I think they're still live. Sometimes I would leave both of their channels 5, 10, 15, often 20 new subscribers. As a matter of fact, it was from James that I met Mayhem. For Mayhem, I met Goldie, quite a few people. All right, so with that, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to say goodbye. Again, thanks, guys, for joining me. Sorry if I ran on a bit on some topics. But I appreciate those questions that caused me to do so. Goldie says, thank you for a lovely live and chat. Thank you, Goldie. As always, I enjoyed having you here. Eric the Point, thank you for being here as well. Jace Lee, William, me or my friend, Burpee Reaper, stopping by, CDP, doing what he does best. We had some new friends. Kulu. We had a couple others as well. Squirrel Sniper was here, Optimob was here, Sabine was here. Wolf and Barb were all here. Our friend Dottie was here. So it was a good day. And I much appreciate everyone. So, with that said, our friend MF Dredson just stopped by. Hey, we just mentioned you. I was talking about the drums. Or the drum, I'm sorry. Dredson says, fam and salutations. So we're just wrapping things up. I'll be back a little bit later. Dredson, appreciate you being here. And with that, I got to wrap things up. I'm going to see everyone later. Take care.